So, when yesterday, I think first we had seen the hierarchy, inheritance hierarchy for the IO streams, right? Like, what are the subclasses of output stream? Right? Okay, and then, fine. So for all the four top level stream IO stream classes, we have seen the inheritance hierarchy. Right? We had covered, I think, most of the classes which are the IO stream classes. Okay. And so yesterday, I think we can go through it. Okay, so we had gone through this slide. And so for output stream, yes, we have the file output stream, fine, byte array output stream, filter output stream, fine. That's just for creating a second level streams, fine, adding functionality or something. Among which, yes, we have even seen the buffered output stream. Okay, we also saw about the print stream and the piped output stream. Fine. What we have not seen here is the data output stream, which is implementing data output interface, okay, as well as the object output stream, which is not implementing the, which is implementing the object output interface, right? And also we have this relation between the object output and the data output. Object output extends from data output, okay. So here you will find all the methods which we have in the data output stream, okay. So there will be some additional methods, right? So this is fine. So in the output stream, yes, these are the two things remaining. Okay. For the input stream, similarly, I think we have seen the file input stream, byte array, array-based streams, second level stream, that is the filter stream, buffered streams, okay, pushback stream. We had seen the pushback input stream as well as the pushback readers. Okay, the piped input stream, piped reader, piped route, find all the piped streams. For input stream, we have one called the sequence input stream, okay, which combines multiple streams into one stream. Okay, fine. So multiple input stream can be, it's like concatenating them one by one, right? So consider multiple streams as a single stream. Okay, create one stream to read from all the sources one by one. Yeah. Okay, and here again, this object input stream, yes, we have to look at these two things, right? Data input stream and the object input stream. Okay, so byte streams, yes, this is what we had seen. The hierarchy was like this. Okay, for the writer, yes, we started with the bridge class, which is the output stream writer. Okay, we had seen the file writer, we have seen array based streams, we had seen the char array writer. Okay, we know the piped writer, filter writer, abstract class. Okay, and yeah, so here, yes, we don't directly find in the Java IO package, there's no subclass for the filter stream here. Okay, but anyone can always create a subclass. This is there as an abstract class here. Okay, fine. We have the buffered stream. So yes, we have the buffered writer. Okay, string writer, where the source in char array writer, the source, fine, the destination was a array, right? In string writer, the destination is a string buffer, and in string writer the destination is a string buffer. Okay, fine. And so here in this class we have a method to get that string buffer also. So when you create a string writer, internally it creates a string buffer, and you can use the get buffer method to get access to the string writer here. Okay, fine. And just like the print stream in the output stream, we have a print writer for the writer, and both are equivalent. Okay, methods point of view. Okay, we have In the reader, we have the input stream reader. Okay, we have seen this file reader, char array reader, array streams, filter readers. Fine. We know about the pushback, right? Piped, the buffered reader and the line number reader. Okay, those are for the buffered stream. String reader, where the source is a string. Fine. Okay, it reads from a string, character by character. Okay, fine. So we had seen, I think we have seen all of these. Okay, we may just have a quick look at the API documentation for all of these, right? Or we may defer it to the end. Okay, fine. Let's check the API. Okay, so the classes and interfaces in the java.io package, and they are here. Okay, okay, fine. Let's go in the sequence we had seen. Output stream, I think output stream we have covered already here. Yeah, okay. Output stream, we have the methods. Fine. I think, yeah, this is one static method to get the null stream, okay. Otherwise, the three forms of write, flush, and close. Okay, that was the output stream. And we have the input stream. Okay, method like available, close, fine, it's closable, right? But mainly, yes, first thing, we have the read methods, reading single byte, byte array, segment of a byte array, fine. Then we have a read all bytes, right? See, this is different in the sense that here, the return type is a byte array, read all bytes. So from the current position to the end, okay, so main difference would be from the other read method is here the byte array is returned to you. You don't have to allocate a byte array first and then ask it to read into a byte array. Okay. So this as well as the read n bytes where you only specify the length. Right. So these are the two read methods where you get the byte array. Okay. And these were not there initially. They have been introduced in Java 9 to 11, somewhere around that time. Okay. And of course, we have the mark and reset method. So this is that reset method. Okay. There is a skip method and skip n bytes method. And they are both going. Skip takes long as parameter and you get a long back. So actual number of bytes which have been skipped, that is what is returned back to you. Okay. Because when you say skip and give some parameter, right? This may result in reading past the end of file, trying to read past the end of file. So in such a case, fine, your value returned here will not be equal to the value which you had passed. Okay. So you know exactly how many bytes have been read with the return value. In case of skip n bytes, yes, it's taking the number of bytes to skip, but this would result in throwing an exception in case there is an end of file in between. Okay, fine. It doesn't tell you how many bytes were skipped. Okay, return type here is void. And then we have the transfer to method where an output stream can be given and it would return a long, the number of bytes which are actually transferred. Okay, so that's an input stream, output stream, input stream. Okay, then I think we started with, we have seen, I think, the input stream reader, the output stream writer. Okay, file streams. Okay, let's see the file streams. If I look at file input stream, the constructors you'll find, yeah, there are these three constructors where a file descriptor also can be given. Okay, and the methods, no additional methods except for the get channel and the get FD methods. Okay, other methods are methods of the superclass only. Okay. And so this is the file input stream. We have the file descriptor. Yeah. Okay, so we have a file descriptor class. Look at the fields which we have. We have these three public static final variables. They are of type file descriptor in, out, and ERR. Okay. Fine. We have a constructor, but you read this. It says constructs an invalid file descriptor. You can't just create a file descriptor. Only when a file is opened that a valid file descriptor would be there. Okay. Methods point of view, only it says, okay, you can call the sync method, that is to synchronize, right, between the what is there, what you have written into the file, right? So if you are writing to a file, and everything may not get returned to it simultaneously. It's like the flushing. Sync here is like the flushing of the file. Okay. So through a file descriptor, someone can even call the sync method. Okay. And so file descriptor is like this, right? So if you have used constructor, it won't be a valid file descriptor. But if you have used the getFD method after some file has been opened by using a file input stream, output stream, reader or writer, or even the random access file, okay, then you will get it as a valid file descriptor. Okay, getFD method returns that. Okay, so file descriptor was here. Okay, fine. We have seen the.
So, sir, in the last sync method, suppose we write 2 lines in one file.
Okay.
And after that, we open that text file in the notepad.
Yeah, may not contain, right? If you have just said, if you have not used the sync method, or you have not used the flush method. See how you open a file. Okay, so you might have created a file output stream for that to write into a file. So if you have created a file output stream, you will use the getFD method to get its file descriptor. Okay, there you can call the sync method. So sync is on the file descriptor available from by using the getFD method. Okay, but a simple option would be to call the flush method on the file output stream. Okay. Right. So it's just because we are looking at file descriptor. File descriptor also has that sync method. You know, physically there's one file descriptor, but there can be multiple file output streams. Okay. Fine. Same way we have the file output stream, file input stream. Okay. Fine. The two additional methods are getFD and getChannel. Right? They are for all the file related. Not in the file reader and writer. They don't give you the channel or the file descriptor. Okay. But constructors would be exactly same as the constructor for the. So if I see file reader, yes, you'll find three constructors. They are nothing but the constructors exactly for the file input stream. Okay. File descriptor. Okay, here, okay, here they have added char set. Yeah, this wasn't there earlier. Let me check the version from where the char set has come into picture. Yeah. It's since Java 11. Okay. Fine. So we now, yes, so I was mentioning, I think when I was mentioning about file reader, okay, or even the file writer, they would have added one such constructor additionally. Okay, I was mentioning that yes, there are specific cases where a character set, you can't specify the character set, but that option has now come. Okay, so from Java 11, of course, yes, now we can use a character set while creating a file reader or a file writer. Okay, fine. So yes, if you look at the constructor, yeah. So additional constructor wherever char set can be mentioned for file reader, that's there. Okay. Fine, good that we have seen this. Okay. Methods, no, it's not adding methods to the, whatever methods are there from superclass, that's the only thing. We don't have additional methods. Okay, so file, the filter streams don't add anything. Only thing to know was that in the filter input stream or even the filter reader, you will find a field which is a protected field with the name in for the input stream and the reader, and for the filter things, and a field called out, which is a protected one, okay, for the output stream and the writer. Okay, so in and out, fine, that's available if someone is writing a subclass of the filter streams. And yeah, we have the line, this one is a deprecated, so we don't look at it. We have the line number reader, if you look at it, right? So line number reader superclass was buffered reader. Okay, okay, if I look at buffered reader here, constructors, yes, we have seen those two constructors are there. The methods are, oh yes, yeah, okay. So this is also one additional method which is available in buffered reader. And we know about the stream. This was introduced in Java 8 stream, right? So we can use the lines method to get a stream of string, and string here being every line available from the file, not files rather, from the buffered reader. So buffered reader, we understand, had the additional method called read line. Okay, so getting line by line and reading from the source, whatever the source is, line by line you would like to read. Okay, so buffered reader, right? So this can be created for any reader. Right? Constructor, if you look at it, yeah, it can be created for a reader, and you can specify the size of the buffer. Okay, it works on top of any reader. Okay. So here, of course, we get this method called lines. Okay, fine. So this can give us a stream of string. We have used a similar thing, but instead of using it on the buffered reader, we had used while looking at the stream. And when we were looking at the stream, in one example, I think we had done the count of how many words are there, either count or I think finding a list of all the words, distinct words. Okay. Right. So when we looked at that, yes, that time we had used a method, but we didn't use this lines method on the buffered reader, but we had used the lines method, which is also available in the class called, fine, we have this lines method in the class called files in java.nio package. Okay, java.nio.file, that has a class called files. And there we have this method called lines where a path is given. So if you pass a path, yes, path corresponds to the file class in java.io. Path is in the java.nio.file. Okay. So we had used, I think that was the mechanism which we had used, same lines method. Right? This is there in the buffered reader. It's also there, going to be there in the subclass called the line number reader. And buffered reader has a subclass called the line number reader. Okay, other methods are from superclass, right? So the subclass here, it's a line number reader, which is the subclass, and in subclass the additional constructors would be the same. Okay, but additional method, if you look at the we have the method called get line number. Okay, and to know what is your current line number, read line was that additional method in the superclass, and set line number. Okay, set the current line number value. It's not changing the position, remember that. Okay, and set the line number. Okay. And I think we can even have a look at the description for this more detailed thing. Set the current line. Oh, they haven't given much detail. Okay. 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 So we have the get line number. It says get the current line number. Okay. They don't mention about the initial value being 0. Yeah. Yeah. By default, the line numbering begins at 0. Okay. So if you want, you can change that. Set line number. Right. The purpose is here. Right. This line number can be changed with a call to set line number. Yeah, and they've said note, however, it's not changing the current position. Does not actually change the current position. Yeah.
You are at line 4 and you said that line number 1, and you consider it as 1.
Yeah, it will be considering then, okay, it has a variable for storing the what is the current line number. So it says 1. Now you have physically it's line number 4, and now you're saying read line, that should become 5. You are on 5th line, but it will say it's line number 2.
Because we said 1 at line number 4.
Yes. See, it's like, you have a meter, okay, for the line number. You want to reset at whatever time. It's not without changing your current position. Okay, it's like, so from now onwards, how many lines have I read? Yeah. So anytime you can set the line number. Okay. I mean, it's not that you are resetting it to 0. You can set it to whatever you are convenient with. Yes. So consider this as line number so and so, and then let me just count from here. Okay. Okay, so this was the line number reader, and yeah, what else? Okay, object related things, object and data related things, yes, we still have to look at. Output streams, and the piped streams. Yeah, I think in the piped input stream and the piped reader, we wanted to know in the constructor the sequence, right? When we specify so yeah, you can see it's like pipe size, right? And you can specify pipe size, but that would be second parameter. So that I think what we had written was this only, right? When we have both the parameters, a piped output stream as well as a size of the pipe. So pipe size is always through the input side. Okay. Methods, only that additional method is the connect method. You can see this. So connect corresponding stream. So this you'll find connect method in all 4 of them. And we had discussed this, right? Okay. Protected method is fine. You can leave that. Okay. And so piped streams will be like that. Pushback, right? The pushback input stream and the pushback reader. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now there's one more class which we have to look at. Yes. But yeah, any other thing where we might like to look into the API part? What we have seen till now from that. Let's look at only the classes so that list is smaller. And we have seen the print, we have the print writer, the constructors for the print stream and the print writer. Okay. So print stream, the constructors, there are several constructors. So you can specify along with the file the character set name. Okay. Fine. While creating a print stream, you can specify output stream and auto flush. Okay. Output stream, auto flush, as well as a encoding string or a char set. Okay. Or you can give a string file name while creating a print stream. We did one yesterday, right? We just said abc.txt. Well, we created print writer for that, but yes, print stream. And so whatever constructors you find here in print stream, you'll find all of these in the print writer. Okay, all of these are available in the print writer. So you can see it's about giving as a string a file name and then character set name. When we specify the output stream, we have a parameter of auto flush. Okay, here the default, when we are using file name, we are not specifying the auto flush, and by default the auto flush will be false. Okay, and so to work with char set, right? So even here also with file, so with when we specify output string, yes, we have the option of specifying the auto flush as true or false. Okay, and so this is what we found as constructors in the print stream. If we go back to the print writer, okay, now look at the constructors here. You'll find all of them here. Okay, all those constructors are here, right? Output stream, right? Auto flush. So writer can be created with all those but you won't find this here in these two. Okay, that's what you will not find there. Okay, so these are the additional constructors for print writer. Okay, so print writer can also take as source, as a destination another writer. Okay, for print stream it is only output stream or a file. Okay, so when we say file, it's actually basically internally a file output stream to be created from that. Okay, for a print writer, the destination can be a writer, and that's the only additional constructor there. And methods, yes, all the methods. It's okay. This you can see append method. This will be found in every writer because writer implements appendable, and we had seen that when we saw the writer class that it implements appendable. Okay. So print stream, not all output stream, but print stream is implementing appendable. Print stream is implementing appendable. The idea here is because appendable basically is about characters and not about bytes. Print stream is all about text, output of text. Any parameter which you are giving to the print or the println method gets converted into a string first and then goes to the destination as a text. Okay, and that is the whole idea about print stream. So print stream basically when they had so 1.0 did not have a print writer. 1.1 is when the reader and writer character streams were introduced. So at that time, yes, the more appropriate thing they said is print writer. Okay, but print stream cannot just be deprecated. Everyone is using system.out, which is a print stream. Right? So backward compatibility requires that yes, you keep everything. Okay, so fine. So wherever possible, yes, always use the print writer. Okay, fine. But we can't avoid system.out and system.err.